friends, welcome back to the Mindful Muscle Podcast. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jodi, and normally I'm joined by my co-host Gio. Gio and I are two friends who went on our own health and wellness journeys and collectively have lost and maintained over 145-pound weight loss. And we're here to show others, especially the beginner, that big sustainable change is possible and we're worth the effort. Gio is actually traveling for work at the moment, but hopefully we'll be catching up real soon. So stay tuned, and hopefully the next time you see an episode pop up on YouTube or on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it'll be a new episode with both of us. Today's episode, weighted vest, trend, tool, or trap. Why did I pick this subject? Well, besides it being a big fitness trend on social media, I'm in a nutrition forum on Facebook, and recently somebody had asked for recommendations for weighted vests, and the only other information they provided beyond just asking for recommendations was they stated that they're plus size and that they have a big bust. They didn't say why they wanted a weighted vest. They didn't say what their goals were or what their fitness looks like today. But immediately the comments jumped on the bandwagon that it's just a trend, it's overrated, don't buy one, they're a waste of time, you'll get hurt. Let's talk about that. Do I think weighted vests are overrated? To the extent of the recent talk about them on social media, I do think it's overrated. But just because something is perceived as overrated doesn't make it necessarily bad. In fact, I own a weighted vest. I own a weighted vest, and I have for the past 3 years, so before the recent trend blew up. And it's because every year around Memorial Day, I participate in the Murph workout. The Murph workout is a hero workout that is performed usually with a weighted vest on if you're doing it RX. It involves running with a vest. It involves push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. It's a very strenuous workout. So basically, the only time I do wear it is for that workout and training sessions leading up to that workout so that I'm prepared for working my butt off on Memorial Day. But is it worth the hype? Now let's talk about it. Now, there are pros and cons with anything else. With the weighted vest, it allows you to increase intensity without equipment changes. The Murph is exactly a great idea of what I'm talking about. So as long as I have space to do my pull-ups, my push-ups, my squats, and a plan for my run, I just leave the vest on. And it's adding demand, it's adding intensity to my workout without swapping equipment. It also helps improve bone density when used correctly over time. Additional load can stimulate bone remodeling, especially beneficial for aging adults or those at risk of osteoporosis. It boosts cardiovascular and muscular endurance. It will increase your heart rate. It will increase calories burned. Increasing calories burned does not mean that we are spending too much time looking at the calories burned. Just a reminder, no watch, no cardio equipment, no app can accurately tell you how many calories were burned in a particular exercise. And it's a mistake if you eat back those calories. If your calorie count is calculated correctly, it already incorporates your activity level. And if you eat back those calories, you're at risk of eating at calorie maintenance if your goal is to eat at a calorie deficit or even calorie surplus. So please keep that in mind, that even though it will add intensity and calories burned, don't put too much emphasis on that for your nutrition. Don't look at it at all for your nutrition. And it helps improve relative strength and conditioning in athletes. Now, the cons for it, even though it is a weight, it's not a replacement for real strength training. It's not a replacement for progressive overloads and compound lifts like deadlifts, squats, or presses. It can supplement training, but it won't replace it. There can be joint strain if progressed too quickly. A good example is somebody recently told me that they wore a 30-pound weighted vest, which is a lot more than 10% of their body weight. They wore it, and then they developed issues in their joints because of it that they're still impacted over a year later. It can alter running mechanics. Jogging or running with a vest can shift your posture and impact your foot strike patterns, especially if your vest isn't snug or weighted evenly. There can be discomfort for those with a larger chest or short torsos. I cannot relate to larger chest individuals, so my apologies. And they can be overused because of the current hype on social media. It can also be looked as a quick fix or a magic pill. And with anything, there is no magic pill. There are no shortcuts. The sooner you dive into the idea that it's going to take time building those healthy habits, you are more likely to stay on the path forward and reach your goals quicker and sustainably. Now, tips for safe use is keep it snug and prevent bouncing around. And make sure it's a vest that's weighted evenly, front and back, not just more so in the front or more so in the back. If you're starting to use one, start at 5 to 10% of your body weight and gradually go up. Don't wear it the whole session at first. And make sure you have specific goals in mind when you're using it, not for all day wear. Definitely avoid running unless trained and properly fitted for your weighted vest. Now, everybody should definitely talk to a medical professional, especially somebody that is fully aware of your medical history or any aches and pains before using one. But those who should be extra cautious or maybe should just avoid even going down that path include people with spine, hip, or knee issues, those with poor posture or core stability, those who are new to exercise. I cannot stress this enough. If you're new to exercise, there is such power in taking small steps forward. Don't try to shorten the process by immediately loading yourself up when you're not used to body weight movements. If you're not used to body weight squats and you haven't mastered them yet, now is not the time to wear a weighted vest and try these moves. Those who are pregnant or postpartum should definitely get clearance first, because with core and pelvic floor pressure, it could be unsafe and that added load could cause further issues. And of course, those recovering from surgery or injury. So, just to recap, it is overrated, but they can have their purpose. I don't regret having one, and I think, because I've gotten used to running with it on, and I did that gradually, it's helped my runs without it. Because if I can run a mile with a vest on, imagine how much faster I get without it on. And like I said, I did it gradually. When I first got that vest, I just started with short walks. And those short walks graduated into short intervals of running, then walking back and forth, but not for long periods of time. I had to get myself used to wearing it first before diving into long runs. I definitely am very glad that I did it gradually because I couldn't imagine wearing it for the first time would be during Murph. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. It is a tool, it's not a magic bullet, and it's not for everyone. Definitely train with intention, not for Instagram, not because Walking Wallen 528 on Instagram says everybody has to have a weighted vest. You have to look at your goals and where you are on the journey and use that to decide what's a good step forward to help you progress on your journey. And again, if your form breaks down with just your body, adding weight to it won't fix it. Master movement first, then gradually add load later. But yes, it can be overrated. But as Gio and I talked about in one of my favorite episodes that we did earlier this year, Overrated, Underrated, Fitness and Nutrition Edition, just because him or I think something is overrated doesn't mean we're saying it's bad. And, there were a few subjects that him and I talked about where I felt they were overrated and he thought they were underrated and vice versa. But we were still on the same page about a lot of things on that particular item. We just thought, that's overrated to me and he felt otherwise. So there's no one size fits all when it comes to your fitness journey, other than start small. But if you think weighted vests are overrated, again, chime in the conversations or defend it. Defend your stance that you think they are absolutely worth the hype and what changes you have seen since you started using one. And also let us know in the comments if Gio and I should revisit doing another episode of Overrated, Underrated, and what should be the fitness nutrition topics that we discuss for that. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. It was another short and sweet episode, but hopefully Gio will be back for the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself, get your movement in, get your steps, get your fiber, get your protein, and treat yourself with kindness.